What is it you want from me? Is it a god of war you came to find?
He's finally here. The big dog? Yes, God of War Ragnarok has finally arrived and critics have gotten their hands on the game. So if you're here to find out if this game is a good game, I think you're wasting time, as the trailers of ooze quality. But let us find out just how great of a game this will be. Here's Rob with the review roundup.
Thanks, boss. I will take it from here. Starting with IGN, which stated, an enthralling spectacle to behold and an even more exciting one to take the reins of. God of War Ragnarok melds action and adventure together to create a new, unforgettable Norse saga. Impeccable writing, pitch-perfect performances, knockout action. It's a complete work of art from top to bottom. Reflecting its core themes, it's everything a sequel should be, respectful of its legendary lineage, but not afraid to take it to exciting new places. God of War Ragnarok is an almighty achievement and creates a new high that makes many of its peers look positively mortal by comparison. Moving on to Game Informer, which stated, God of War Ragnarok feels a lot like God of War 2018, which is a compliment considering how fantastic that game is. Sony Santa Monica was right to not break what wasn't broken, and it has expertly continued the story threads that were left hanging from the previous game. Any complaints about the overall experience, familiar combat, collecting and leveling up equipment isn't particularly interesting, are quickly forgotten in the face of the compelling narrative, believable character relationships, and incredible visuals and animation. Even from its early PlayStation 2 days, the God of War series has always set a high, quality bar for itself, and with few exceptions, it manages to leap above that bar. God of War Ragnarok is no different. Moving on to Games Radar, which stated, I found God of War Ragnarok an oddly split experience overall. There's a light start that feels padded, still good but missing depth, which leads into a weighty finish that's every bit the equal of its predecessor. But despite feeling like a 15-hour story trying to fill a 30-hour game, God of War Ragnarok is still easily one of the best PS5 games of the year. Even when it feels a bit thin, that's largely in comparison to the last game, with this maintaining that same absurd level of polish and entertainment, even when the story feels like it's filling for time. When the dial does finally crank up to 11, you can feel it kick in, and by the end there are some incredible beats and a hugely satisfying resolution overall. Next is GameSpot, which stated, the last game's thoughtful approach to exploring fatherhood was unexpected. Ragnarok somehow manages to feel like an even more personal tale about the complicated nature of families and the people that make them up. For every moment of brutality, there is one of genuine and relatable emotion. How they land will vary from person to person, but there were multiple that left me with tears welling up. If nothing else, God of War Ragnarok further cements Sony Santa Monica's narrative team as one of the best in the business. Next is Destructoid, which stated, God of War Ragnarok is a fantastic showcase of what this series has to offer, and a sterling example of how it still has life left in it. While not everything lands with the sequel from a story perspective, the core of the original is preserved, with some new twists and turns still to go. I'm fully on board with whatever Sony Santa Monica comes up with next. Overall, God of War Ragnarok currently sits at a Metascore of 94 from 111 reviews. In contrast, its predecessor, God of War 2018, also garnered a score of 94 from 118 reviews in 2018, signaling that this new entry is a similar experience.
Well, there you have it, folks. Is there any surprise that this will be Game of the Year material? It definitely looked like a masterclass in game design and gameplay. So all is left for us to do is to sit back, get our fingers twitchy, and enjoy the ride. Can't wait for this one myself.
For more PlayStation exclusives, check out the trailer for Final Fantasy XVI. And please, like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.